Um, Hi everybody, it's Nani Sonkam. Well, I'm here to share a dream with you. A dream I had last night. Well, last night actually I had several dreams, about seven or more. Yeah, and I'm here to share the two dreams with you. The first two dreams, you know, they were strange at the same times. They were wonderful. But well, let me share with you guys. Um, Last night the first dream I had, a friend, a Rasta friend of mine, gave me a call. We used to blaze, but for a while now we've been to break. So he just gave me a call and he was like, Nana, I've got some new grade. Um, I'll be waiting for you to meet me in town so that we can go blaze together. And I was like, okay, that would be nice. So I took my shower, I got dressed, and I went to meet him. So he took me to a place. I was like, damn, man, you have a new place. Why didn't you tell me? And he was like, I was just going to surprise you. That's why. So we went. He was on the 7th or the 17th floor. I don't really remember. It was quite a tall building, like a condominium, but it was very tall, like 7th or 17th. If it was 7, then the range between each floor was so high. So we went inside with the elevator, and when we got in, I requested for the weed, and he was like, Nana, give me a minute. I'm trying to find out something, and I'll be with you soon. I said, okay. So I was there idle and I decided to go out and check out how it is in the condominium. So it was a nice condo. It was a nice condo. So I went outside and it was closer to a shopping mall, a very big shopping mall, and it is very well known. It is very popular. So I went outside. It was so bright. It was in the evening. So I was standing in front of the bridge. It was like the bridge was in front of me. So I saw about 3 or 4 monks coming. They were coming from downstairs. The condo was so tall that you cannot climb the steps, and you cannot descend on the steps unless you use the elevator. But I think when something brutal is coming, when there is fire, I think people are going to manage and descend on the steps. So I saw these monks coming with orange clothes, and each of them were carrying a pot, like a silver pot, and they had this muscular bodyguard. So the first monk came to pass, the second monk came to pass, and there were two monks behind, and the bodyguard came. And he was like, "You are those who believe in God, right? You are the Christians, right?" And I was like, "Yes." And he pushed me aside. I was about to fall. I nearly fell. So I just held the staircase. I'm like, man, why? He said, you haven't seen nothing yet. Your time will soon come. He passed me by with this look, and the two other monks came to pass. So he went upstairs and he was waiting for me right there. And he said to me, it's either you come up, then I get you, or you go down. There's no way you're gonna use the elevator. Man! And the building was so tall that I cannot go down by the steps. And it was the road to the staircase was so narrow, and the steps were, it was so steepy, and the steps were like hundreds of thousands just to go down, round and round and round and round till you get down. And I was like, no, there's no way I'll go down. I tried, but I couldn't go. So I stood at the place and I was just staring at him. He was staring at me. He stood up there for like 30 minutes. Then he shook his head. Then he went away. Said next time. So as soon as he left, quickly I went back to my friend's place. I went to his room and I was like, man, I saw something strange outside. I did not like it at all. What is happening here? Why did you move in here and you never told me? You just said you were going to surprise me. And he was like, yeah, I myself have not been here for long, but I want to move. said, why? He said, I don't like it too. It's like how you're complaining. All of a sudden, we heard someone knocking. I thought it was the monk's bodyguard. So he went to open the door, and that wasn't him. It was his landlady. The landlady came. She was just asking unnecessary questions. And I was like, man, what is she talking about? Why does she want to know everything? Why does she want to know about your relationship and whatever you do inside your room? And my friend was like, I don't even know. That's one of the reasons why I want to move. I'm like, man, I cannot stay in such a place. So the landlady decided to go, and she was like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm leaving. I'll come back to you later. As soon as she left, she did not go anywhere. She just got a mat laid behind my friend's window, and she sat there with some friends and some tenants in the condo. There were about 5 women, and they were just staring through the window, listening to whatever we were discussing in the room. So I was like, man, we cannot smoke here anymore. So my friend was like, yeah, I'm putting on my shirt. So we left. We got the elevator, and we went down, and that was it. That was the end of the first dream. And the second dream, my friends and I and some new friends we met along the way to the beach, and some friends of my friend. So we were like 15, 18 people going to the beach. Actually, I live in Bangkok, Thailand, but in the dream, the first dream I had was in Thailand, but this second dream, I don't know where it was actually. We were heading to the beach, so we went to the beach, and we were 20 meters away from the shores. We were just discussing some issues. So people were in the ocean swimming. It was very blue, very beautiful ocean, and the sand was so white. The kids were playing with the sand, and it was so nice. It was so amazing. I loved it. But there were these 3 skyscrapers. One was round from down up, straight from the foundation up. It was all round, and it was very beautiful. That one wasn't so huge, but it was very tall and very beautiful. And the second one in the middle was having a square foundation and about 8 floors, sky parking, and the skyscraper. It was also round, but the foundation and the car park was square. Okay, it was also beautiful. And the last one was rectangular shape, so huge and so beautiful and so tall. It was the biggest. The first one was round, it was not so huge. The second one was intermediate, and the third one was rectangular from ground up. And it was also having a sky parking. It was very nice. I loved it. As me and my friends were discussing some issue, all of a sudden I felt like I was dreaming or I was having a vision. I saw the first building tilting, and it tilted. It tilted for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden it smashes. It fell. It smashes the second one, and the second one also tilted slowly, slowly, and smashed the third one. The third one did not tilt. It just smashed it, and everything dismantled. Everything dismantled into the ocean. And I was like, can anyone see what I'm seeing? And few of my friends were like, yeah, I can see that. I saw the first one falling, and it smashed the second one. I couldn't see it again. And some was like, I saw everything that happened. I was like, yeah, it seems like a dream. I don't know what is happening. You know what was strange about it is there was no storm, there was no heavy wave, there was no earthquake. It wasn't windy, it wasn't raining. But how come all of a sudden the first building tilted, it smashes the second one tilted slowly, and it smashes the third one, and it dismantled it all of a sudden one time. The third one did not even tilt, and that one was the biggest. It was the tallest and the biggest, and it was so huge. So it was so strange. And do you know what happened? As soon as the last one fell into the ocean, it created a very, very, very big earthquake in the ocean, and the waves started coming to the shores. So huge, the waves were so big. So we started screaming, everyone get out, get out, what is happening is not good, everyone get out. So people started running, some were able to escape, some were not able to escape, and we were not able to go and rescue. So we also ran from where we were um to a different place. It was about 50 meters from where we were before. Before we were like 20 meters away from the shores, and now we went 50 meters from where we were. So it's like from the shores to where we went to stand was like 50, 70 meters away from the shores. And the wave were coming so bad, so bad. It was so huge. You know, some people died, some people were able to escape. So in about some made a phone call calling emergency. Some called the police, some called the rescue team. I don't know which the country was. It wasn't Thailand, it wasn't in Africa, and it doesn't look like Australia. But I don't know where actually it was. You know, these three huge buildings, skyscrapers, fell all of a sudden. Nothing happened. It wasn't windy. There was no earthquake. So it was strange. And we were talking about it. What can cause that thing at all? Because I studied geography in school, I was never taught a thing like that. So we were just shocked. Everyone was shocked. And so in about 20 minutes time, um, we saw a vehicle coming. It was like it was like a Land Rover, the olden Land Rover, but it was stretched, and there were three kind of people. The first people were in mufti, the second men were in police uniform, and the third men were in the army uniform. So they came down and they were like, what happened? So we decided to explain what we saw. Those who saw the same as I saw before uh, the flood. Say, how many of you saw it? I lifted up my hands. Some of my few friends raised their hands up. They were like, how was it? I was like, it was like a vision. We saw it happening, but we couldn't do anything about it. You know. Say, how many of you saw it? And we were about 7 to 9 people. So they looked at each other's face and they decided to arrest us, those who saw the vision. So we all dispersed. We ran away, and there was a cage. There was a cattle cage. So me and two of my friends, we were three in number. We went to hide in the cage, and some of them flipped the wall. There were like two walls. One was on the left hand, and one was behind us. And we were facing the ocean this way. So those who were able to escape, they jumped the wall behind under the mango tree, and they went away. And the wall on the left side was so tall that we couldn't jump, so we just entered the cattle cage, and it was fenced with wood. So they went searching everywhere. We were all gone. We all dispersed and disappeared. But me and my two friends, we were in the cage. So the cops and the army and those in Mufti, they started looking around. They couldn't find us. And one policeman was like, no, I don't believe they are all gone. I think we should go for them. So he was heading towards the cage, the cattle cage. So we saw him coming. We don't know what happened. We were able to flip the wall within a twinkle of an eye. And do you know, the place we went was so bushy. It was so bushy with trees and grasses and some kind of thorns. But we were able to jump there. Nothing happened to us. All we saw was one small tent, and we didn't know who it was. If that was for the owner of the land or the garden or the farm or whatever. So we jumped and we went away. And that was the end of the dream. And when I woke up, I was like, what kind of dream is this? The first one, the monk's bodyguard was like, you are the Christians, right? You are the ones who believe in God. You wait, your time will come. Your time will soon come. And he pushed me. I was about to fall from 17th floor condo. And I was rescued by God. And the second dream, we saw the vision, we saw those things happening. And now they are after us. What did we do? I decided to share this dream because it was so strange. At the same time, it was wonderful. Because what I saw in my dream was, no, I've never seen such a thing like that. So I decided to share this dream. If anyone can understand dream, or if anyone can tell the meaning of dreams, then I would like to know. So that is it. Rastaman, God bless. Respect. I and I. Selassie.